My Weird School Days, Book Number 8. Miss Laney is Zany. Written by Dan Gutman. Pictures by Jim Pelot. Chapter 6. How to Get $1 Million. After lunch, we went outside for recess. Me and the guys went to the playground where the monkey bars used to be. Andrea, Emily, and some of their girly friends came out there too. Everybody was complaining about what happened to our school. "Stop whining," I told them. "All we need to do is get $1 million. "How are you going to get $1 million, Arlo?" asked Andrea. "Are you going to rob a bank?" "Of course not," I said. "I'll just go to the bank and get the money from the cash machine. That's what my mom does." Andrea rolled her eyes. "You have to put money into a bank if you want to take it out, dumbhead," Andrea said. "You're the dumbhead," I told her. "What's the point of putting money in the bank if you're just gonna take it out? Let's see how much money we have right now," Michael suggested. We emptied our pockets. I had a nickel and 3 pennies. Ryan had a quarter. We put all the coins in a pile, and Andrea counted it. "It comes to $1.04, she said, "and a lifesaver." "That's not even close to $1 million, said Neil. "Sure it is," I told him. "If we just did that 1 million more times, we'd have $1 million. "That's ridiculous, Arlo," Andrea said. "So is your face," I told her. "We could bake cookies," Emily suggested. "If we sold 1 million cookies for $1 each, we'd make $1 million. "You're not gonna sell 1 million cookies," said Ryan. "What if we sold just one really big cookie and charged $1 million for it?" I suggested. "Maybe we could borrow $1 million from our parents," said Michael. "We would have to pay it back," Andrea said. "So we would still have to get $1 million. "I know," I said, snapping my fingers. "We could clean couches." Everybody looked at me like I was crazy, but it made perfect sense. My mom is always picking loose change out of the back of our couch. She calls it her secret couch money. We could go around town asking people if we could clean their couches and keep all the secret couch money. "I don't think so, dude," Michael said. "We could sell my little brother," suggested Neil the Nude Kid. "That's against the law," said Andrea. "It is not," I said. "Is too," said Andrea. We went back and forth like that for a while. Suddenly, Mr. Tony came over. He's a big guy with a mustache who runs the after-school program. "Hi, Mr. Tony," we all said. "What are you doing here?" asked Michael. "School doesn't let out until 3 o'clock. "Because of the budget cuts," he said. "They told me I have to be on duty for recess." We all giggled because Mr. Tony said on duty, which sounds exactly the same as on duty. The weird thing is, it's okay to say duty, but you're not supposed to say duty. Nobody knows why. So anytime anybody says duty, you have to giggle because it sounds like they said duty. That's the first rule of being a kid. Mr. Tony asked us what we were talking about, and we told him some of our ideas to get $1 million. He gathered us around him like we were having a football huddle. I have a better idea, Mr. Tony whispered. Here's the plan. We tell the government we have 1,000 kids at our school. Yeah, that's it. And we tell them our school is 10 stories high. We tell them our school is the biggest school in the whole country. Why would that get us $1 million? Asked Andrea. Simple, Mr. Tony said. If the government thinks our school is the biggest school in the country, they'll think it's too big to fail. They'll have to bail us out. We all looked at Mr. Tony. How can they bail us out? I asked. We're not boats. Why is everybody always talking about boats? If you ask me, Mr. Tony is full of baloney. Chapter 7. Spooch. After recess, we went back to Mr. Granite's class. He was talking about saving energy like always. It was really boring. If you ask me, Mr. Granite should save energy by not talking so much about saving energy. I ripped a sheet of paper out of my notebook and wrote this on it. Ask if we can go see Miss Laney. I folded my note up until it was tiny and passed it to Ryan. He looked at it and raised his hand. Mr. Granite, Ryan asked, can I go to the girls' bathroom? Everybody laughed. Miss Laney will call for you if she needs to see you, Ryan, said Mr. Granite. Please, 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 Ryan begged. Anytime you want something really badly, just say please over and over again until grown-ups can't stand it anymore. That's the first rule of being a kid. No, I'm sorry, Ryan, Mr. Granite said. That's when I came up with the greatest idea in the history of the world. I raised my hand and Mr. Granite called on me. I need to go to Spooch, I said. Spooch? Mr. Granite asked. What's Spooch? You know Spooch, I told him. That thing Miss Laney teaches. Do you mean speech, AJ? Mr. Granite asked. Yeah, I said. Spooch. Why are you saying Spooch, AJ? He asked. I didn't say Spooch, I told him. I said Spooch. AJ has a Spoochin' president, said Ryan. You mean a speech impediment? Asked Mr. Granite. Yeah, that thing, Ryan said. Andrea raised her hand. Mr. Granite, she said, I think my tongue is broken. Glub, 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 glub. Help, yelled Emily. I forgot how to talk. I think it's contagious, Ryan hollered. The whole class might catch it. Mr. Granite looked like he was worried. I grabbed my throat and pretended to be choking. So did Ryan, Andrea, and Emily. It's an epidermis, I yelled. You mean an epidemic? Asked Mr. Granite. This sounds like an emergency to me. Okay, AJ, Andrea, Ryan, and Emily. I want you to go see Miss Laney right away. Hurry. Haha, what a scam. Grown-ups will fall for anything. I knew it would be way more fun to play cool games with Miss Laney than to sit in Mr. Granite's class and learn how to save energy. AJ, you're a genius, Ryan said as we walked down the hall to the girls' bathroom. You should get the Nobel Prize for that one. That's a prize they give out to people who don't have bells. Chapter 8. What's in the stall? When we got to the girls' bathroom, Miss Laney was combing her hair in the mirror. She didn't notice us at first. Shampoo, she said to herself. Shampoo, 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 poo-sham, poo-sham, poo. Miss Laney is weird. We started fake coughing so she would notice us. Oh, hello, she said. I was just practicing my ooh sounds while I fixed my hair. Is your hair broken? I asked. Everybody laughed, even though I didn't say anything funny. To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? Miss Laney asked us. That's grown-up talk for what are you doing here? We came to say, I bet you can't say this again, Ryan said. Let's play a different game, Miss Laney said as she put some weird puppet thing on her hand. Meet Ollie the octopus. He's your friend. He likes to play a game called Name the Letter. How do you play? Emily asked. Don't ask me, said Miss Laney. Ask Ollie. How do you play, Ollie? Emily asked the puppet. First, I tell you what to do with your mouth, Ollie said. Then you tell me what letters you can make. For instance, what letters can you make if you push your lips together? I went through the alphabet silently, trying to figure out what letters I could make by pushing my lips together. B, M, and P, shouted Andrea. Very good, said Ollie the octopus. You're winning, Andrea. Yay, shouted Andrea. I hate her. Okay, next question, said Ollie. What letters do you make when you push air through your teeth? I went through the alphabet in my head. C and S, I yelled. Good, AJ, said Ollie the octopus. Next question. What letters do you make by putting your tongue on the roof of your mouth? D, N, and T, I yelled. Right, said Ollie. And what letter do you make by sticking your tongue through your teeth? L, I shouted before anybody else. I totally rule at name the letter. Correct, Ollie said. And what letters can you make by vibrating your throat? Can I phone a friend? Asked Ryan. V and Z, I yelled. That's it, Ollie said. The winner is AJ. Andrea looked all mad. Ha ha ha, in her face. It was about time I won something. Na 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 boo boo on her. It was the greatest day of my life. Miss Laney, Ollie the octopus, said I could pick prize from the mystery treasure chest. I chose a paddle that had a ball attached to it with a rubber band. It was cool. Okay, AJ, Ollie said. It's time to play a new game called What's in the Stall. You can keep that paddle, or you can have whatever is in stall number 1, stall number 2, or stall number 3. It's your choice. Maybe there's a skateboard in one of the stalls, or maybe there's a brand new car. You can't fit a car into a bathroom stall, Andrea said. It could be a very small car, Ryan pointed out. Pick stall number 1, AJ, Emily yelled. Pick number 3, yelled Ryan. Keep the paddle, Arlo, Andrea yelled. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I had to think fast. This was the hardest decision I had to make in my life. My brain hurt. I'll take what's in stall number 2, I finally said. Is that your final answer? Asked Ollie. Final answer. Miss Laney took away my paddle and opened the door to stall number 2. Oh, sorry, Ollie said. You won a toilet bowl plunger. Better luck next time, AJ. That's not a prize, I complained. That thing was in the stall anyway. Sorry, Ollie said. The decisions of the judges are final. Thanks for playing What's in the Stall. I don't like that game.